Hey, Service Titan super users. So I wanted to do a quick video about adjusted capacity planning. So the Academy and the knowledge base actually has a really great step-by-step instructions on how to set it up. So I'm not going to go too much into like the back end side of what you need to do to set it up. But the thing is that it's kind of hard to imagine what adjusted capacity planning looks like and how it could be useful without seeing it in action. So I just wanted to do a quick video and show you what it looks like with adjusted capacity planning in action. And so that way you can kind of start to use it and you can see if it's worth it and if it's going to work for your company or not. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's awesome. I think it's definitely one step forward towards automations when it comes to booking the job and getting dispatching done. And then being able for your dispatchers can really focus on right person, right tech, right job, reducing windshield time, making sure that the jobs are profitable and that the processes are being followed, and all the things that you really want your dispatchers to do, dispatching for dollars, as opposed to focusing more on, can this technician even do this job, that type of thing. So what we really want is to get closer to that, and adjusted capacity planning is getting closer. So I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like. So if you go in and you search for a customer and so here you are in your call screen, you've got your customer location selected, you're going to pick a job type, business unit, the whole 9 yards, and this is your CSR. So your CSR can break it down. They always want to pick the business unit first so that way it narrows down the job types that they have to choose from. So today we're going to book an electrical demand call. That's a priority 5 call, top priority. An urgent call. And so there's a lot of other questions that have to be filled out on this call screen. This client uses a lot of custom fields, which we really love. And so then when you want to determine when you can schedule this call for, when the availability, it used to be back in the early days of Service Titan that they'd have to go over to the dispatch board, look at open spots on the dispatch board, see where it could fall, and then assign it to that technician or book the job in that spot. Then they started open capacity, which was great. So the open capacity board would just show them, yes, there's a spot, or no, there's not a spot. Well, this is like that. It's like the next level. So if they click get availability, then it actually pops it up, and based on arrival windows, which this client just does morning or afternoon, there's AM or PM arrival windows, it's going to show them a percentage on how full that day is, so that then they can start to really make smart, intuitive decisions about what makes sense. So if they can look at today, today's Friday, well, the morning is 53% full, the afternoon is 12% full. So at this point, we're moving into the afternoon, it makes sense to book it. But even for tomorrow, you're looking at 20%, 15%. So they can be smart about how they choose an arrival window based on how full the company is. And so it really gives you a lot of more options. The key is that with capacity planning, it's based on the hours that you have available, and then how many jobs and how many hours the jobs that you already have booked are taking up. And so instead of it just being black and white, there's spots or there's not, then it's possible that you're going to be able to say, well, this job is designed to only take an hour, or this job is designed to take 4 hours. And it's going to adjust what it shows as available based on the job that you're booking. And so then once you can pick a thing, you say, oh, well, I want to book it for 8 to 12 a.m. right here on Monday. You just click the green arrow, select the window, and it fills in that date and time in the arrival window so that it's all already in there. What this does for your CSR is that instead of having to go search for things or see things or anything like that, they are able to just jump straight in and take care of the customer. And on the phone, they're just going to sound more confident and more sure. You're not going to hear any more of this. Okay, well, let's see when the next available spot is. Give me just a second. And then they go look at the dispatch board for 5 minutes and then come back to the customer. Now it's just very easy. They can just jump right in and go, it looks like I've got next Tuesday available in the morning. Would that work for you? And get right in there. And so if you don't have adjusted capacity planning set up, I highly recommend there's some areas that you have to have turned on. You definitely want them to turn on adjusted capacity planning. You want technician shifts turned on. I recommend having arrival windows turned on. And then there's some aspects of how your business units are set up that are going to have an impact on adjusted capacity planning. So if you're extremely departmentalized, like you have HVAC, but it's departmentalized into maintenance, service, and install, and it's all divided, you may run into some issues if you've got technicians that are available in multiple business units. And I'm still working on the back end of trying to figure out how to kind of balance that if it's showing them as available for service demand, but not for maintenance and all of that. So there's a couple of little kinks that we're working out, but if it works for you and it works for your business setup, I highly recommend adjusted capacity planning. It allows your customer service agents to really focus on their job, which is getting the customer taken care of, and lets your dispatcher have a little bit more freedom to be able to focus on what they're supposed to do as well. So there's my little PSA for today. This came out in the release notes. This came out in the release a few months ago. But I know that there's a lot of people that are just still getting around to getting it set up. So I highly recommend it. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. And if you have any questions, just drop them below.